Kush's movie review.
Kush's movie review. This week we're talking about Extraction 2, starring Chris Hemsworth. It's about a guy that has to extract something. Fun fact.
Just the facts, man.
Mike, did you see the first Extraction?
I did see the first one. Wasn't it?
And
Wasn't
let me
it
guess.
exclusive to Netflix or something?
It's an exclusive to Netflix movie, much like its sequel.
Oh shit! This is on Netflix. Fuck.
Yeah. I told you that the other day, but not important. Not important.
Oh.
Yeah,
I would have watched it otherwise.
Not important. You should have. I was hoping you would.
I do
not
like a good because there's lots of guns. You know,
lots of guns, lots of action, lots of it's a good time. It's a good time. My biggest complaint about Extraction Part 1 was it was 20 minutes too long and kind of unmemorable. There's a really good car chase. Chris Hemsworth and another dude fall off a balcony, and it's a two-story drop, but shit, that looked like it hurt still. I don't care if there's special effects involved or not. But it was very unmemorable. So when I heard there was an Extraction 2, I'd think to myself, didn't that fool die?
And that's what I was thinking. Did he die? I'm sure he died at the end.
Super embarrassing. I had to go to YouTube and look up Extraction ending explained. Ending explained videos are the stupidest fucking things in the world. But this one finally
he sacrificed himself, right? If I remember correctly.
It was subjective.
Oh,
if you wanted to believe, because so he gets shot in the neck, and then he falls off a bridge into the water. And then there's a scene where the little boy he's been protecting the last 1 hour and 58 minutes. He's at his high dive competition, makes his high dive successful, gets out of the water. And then in the background off to the right, it's a very blurry image that could be Chris Hemsworth's profile. It's very interpretive. So
thankfully, the mermaids saved him. They brought him back to life.
Well, Extraction 2 starts off from that scene where my man Chris Hemsworth falls off a bridge. Yeah, and sure enough, you think he's gonna die, but some medics rescue him. They pull him out. They pump his heart. They pump all the water out of his lungs.
Well, I hope they
take
also
him to a hospital
stitch up his neck wound.
So the first 10 minutes of this movie is Chris Hemsworth going through rehab, a year's worth of rehab in this. He's not Superman. He's not John Wick. He got fucked up in the last movie, and now he has to heal. Like the first 10 to 15 minutes of this film is him rehabilitating his wounds, just getting back to normal, trying to accept, I'm a hitman that's now retired. I only used to know killing, but now I have to stroke a dog and chop wood in the middle of nowhere.
And then some Russian guy kills his dog. And then we're off to the races.
No Russian guys, Georgians. No one kills the dog. Georgians do not come to the cabin until the last scene? Question mark. However, Idris Elba knocks on his door.
Ooh, what a lovely surprise.
Hey, Chris Hemsworth. You remember that woman you were married to and your child who died of cancer? Well, her sister married this rad ass gangster in Georgia, Georgia in the Russia area.
Georgia's
that part of the world. Do you understand what I'm saying? Yes, sir. And he got arrested, and instead of just letting his family wait for him to get out in 5 years, he arranged to have his family brought into prison. So that's his sister-in-law, Chris Hemsworth's sister-in-law, and her two children. A teenage boy who is a fucking cunt, and little girl who is just there to be protected and saved and go, oh no, little girl got shot. Chris Hemsworth accepts the mission. And by the way, this movie also stars Gole Shifte Farene. I totally butchered that, even though I spelled it phonetically. And I butchered that. Adam Bessa, which is much easier to say. And then the big bad villain is Tornike Shinai, who I dubbed the entire movie Conor McGregovich, because he looks like Conor McGregor, but is clearly, not Irish.
So
Anyway,
at any point in this movie, does Chris Hemsworth have to go to Georgia?
mm-hmm.
Oh, he does.
Oh, that's the mission. They have to go to
Oh,
Georgia. They have to
well,
break into the prison.
the best way to do that is to take the midnight train. Yep.
If you don't get that, you don't get this clap. All right. Well done, Mike Fish. Well done.
Thanks.
Anyways, they do have to go to Georgia. They have to break into a prison. They have to successfully abduct or rescue or extract
Correct.
sister-in-law and the two children. And as you can imagine, little girl drops doll that goes squeak. A gangster in a cell wakes up, alerts to everybody, and then a prison riot starts. And the next 20 minutes is one long cut scene. I'm sure there's some hidden cuts here and there, but it's a prison riot. And then when it's not a prison riot, they're running to the car. And when they're not running to the car, they're in a chase, a getaway. And when a rocket propelled grenade blows up both cars, they got to run through a factory to the train station. And then when they're on the train station, goddamn helicopters are shooting at them while 12 men fucking ascend from the skies and are going into the train, and like people are getting stabbed and shot, and there's gun fu and jujitsu, and then and when someone gets stabbed, they go ah! Like this movie goes hard. Like it is a wild time. The only other best scene I thought that was in this film is when they I want to say they're in Geneva or Berlin or whatever state that isn't Georgia. Like they're at supposed to be at a safe house, a wonderful suite where little girl got shot and she's being stitched up, and Chris Hemsworth, main lady Golay Shahifta, she's getting stitched up because she got stabbed in the shoulder. Like unlike John Wick, when people get injured in this, they get fucking injured. This at one point, Chris Hemsworth's arm does get broken. And guess what? He fights the fight, but he's got to now fight with one arm. Like there are consequences to the shit that happens in this film. Despite the fact that I said the runtime of the last one was 20 minutes too longer, this movie somehow managed to be 5 minutes longer than the previous. And yeah, some shit could still be trimmed, but I had a really good time. You hate the teenage son. You like everybody else. They're definitely trying to bank on a third one. Will that happen? I don't know. This was directed by Sam Hargrave, who directed the previous one. It was written by a man named Andre Parks, as well as Joe and Anthony Russo, who you know from Avengers, Infinity War, and Endgame. Most of the Marvel movies, most of the good Marvel movies. All right. Wall-to-wall action. Fantastic time. I think it's a little bit better, but I was also more invested in it. There's a scene where people are hanging off a building and it's all green screen. It's all green screen, bro. But I got vertigo and my hands are sweating during this entire scene. Like you're in there, you're like, I don't know how Chris Hemsworth is gonna get out of this because he's literally hanging on onto the side. He's holding on to his best mate, and the bad guy just shot him in the hand anyways. Like it's shit is intense. So this was the first movie was based on a comic book. This is its own original adaptation, but it was a good time. I want to give it a low 4, but I'm giving it a strong 3. All right, it's good. It's really good for Netflix. Again, you can compare it to John Wick, and again, like consequences are in this film, whereas John Wick got hit by 7 cars, fell down a flight of stairs, got tossed off a building, had his earlobes caved in, and even like mutilated his arms to do that bullshit scene from the original Kung Fu TV series. Like, no, like when people get injured in this, people get injured in this movie. And then they have to fucking still make it through or die. So, Extraction, I wish I could, Extraction 2, Hard R, 2 hours, 2 minutes. It's currently on Netflix. Strong 3 out of 5.
I mean, I imagine it'll probably be on Netflix for a while.
You'd be surprised these days. Netflix is even just like, yeah, we made this ourselves, but no one's watching it, so we're dropping it. We're gonna save some bandwidth. It's probably not going to be this movie though. But I'm just saying.
Oh, I'll definitely be checking it out. So, for some reason, I don't know why, but for some reason, I didn't think this was on Netflix. But no, yeah, I'll be checking it out.
You're doing Mike Fish stuff. You're doing Waffle Box stuff. You're occupied. I get it.
I'm busy. Yeah, I'm
Busy
seeing
man.
people and doing things and other things people do. What else do? And I'm searching for gold in the mountains
Ooh.
with my dog Skater. Anyway,
You would have a dog named Skater, Pioneer Mike.
That's all, folks.